Hi, good evening everyone. Welcome back to Coding Hives. This is Rasina with you. Hope you all are doing good. So today we are going to talk about a special feature in Python called Lambda functions. These are small anonymous functions that can be created in a single line of code. They might seem tricky first, but don't worry, I will simplify everything with some easy example, okay? So a lambda function is a way to create a function without giving it a name. You can use it whenever you need a simple function for a short period, okay? So the basic syntax looks like this here, like a keyword lambda. Then we will be having some arguments. I hope you know what is meant by arguments, right? In when we are defining a function in parenthesis, we are giving some values, right? That is known as arguments. I mean, the inputs we are giving to the function are known as arguments, okay? And the expression, for example, when we are adding two numbers, we will do something like that, a plus b, right? So that is mean by here expression. Clear? So this is a syntax for defining a lambda function. Lambda, arguments and expression, okay? So now we will start with a simple program to understand what lambda is and how this works, okay? So we will start with a simple program to add two numbers, right? Add two numbers, clear? So how I can do that? For example, can do something easily like add, okay? Add is equal to, then I'm giving the keyword lambda, okay? Then I need to give the arguments, right? Arguments means I told the inputs we are giving to the function. Here I need to add two numbers. So the two numbers x and y are the arguments. Now what is the expression to add two numbers? Easy, right? X plus y, right? So these x and y are the arguments and this is the expression, okay? So now this add will hold the result, right? So I can print something. I can type something like result. Then I need to call this add. Then I can just write something like this, okay? So this will call this lambda function and the arguments x will be 3 and y will be 5. Clear? So now if I am going to print this thing, so now if I am going to print this, I will get 8 as result. Okay. So I will again explain this thing. In this example, add is a lambda function that takes two arguments x and y and returns the sum. Okay. When we call add 3 comma 5, it computes 3 plus 5. Okay, and gives us 8. So here we need to know that we didn't define any function name, right? That is that makes our code more concise or more simple, okay? So now I will explain with another example. As we learned map, reduce and filter function, right? So using lambda with map, okay? So we are going to do something like square of a number. We did before also, right? So we will do that. Square of a list. I mean all the elements square need to print as a list, okay? So here I have a numbers list as we are every time doing from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Then I need to find my square list, right? Square num, okay? Square num. Then here I told we are using a map function, okay? So map has two arguments, right? A function and an iterable, right? So function we are giving as lambda. So we can give something like lambda. Then here the number is x. Then the square, right? That is the expression. Like I need to get the square, right? So here I can give something x square, okay? Now the second argument will be the iterable, right? Numbers, okay? So here you can check. This is the function. Before we are just mentioning the function name, but instead of that we can use lambda. It is very easy. Like we no need to write a separate function, right? So lambda keyword, then argument, then expression, okay? Then numbers is the iterable. So it will take each element from this list and it will calculate this value and it will store in this map object. Okay, so the same we can as I told, if we are doing like this, we will get a map object, right? So we need to convert that into a list, right? So that we can use this listing also here. So now if I am going to print this thing, I will get output like the same before we got, right? 149 16 15. Clear? So here we use map along with the lambda function to square each number in the numbers list. Okay, so the lambda function takes x and returns x square. Okay, when we convert the result to a list, we are getting this same output. Okay, so that is the working of lambda with a map. Okay, so now I will explain lambda with a filter. Okay, that also we learned what is meant by filter function. So we will go for that also, filter. Okay, so here also I'm going to as create a list, the same list, or we will add two numbers in that. Okay, okay, I will add 6 also here. Then here we are going to filter, right? I want even numbers from this list. Okay, that is our thing. So here I will create a list even numbers. Then I can do something like that, filter, right? Filter, then argument, the same thing like the function, right? Lambda, then what is the syntax? Lambda, then arguments, right? Argument is the number, right? Then what is the expression? We need to do the checking, like if the number is divisible by 2, right? So here we can do something like that, x mod 2 equal to 0. That means that is an even number. Then only we need to store to that list, right? Then what is the iterable? That is our numbers list, right? Also we need to do the same listing here, a list. Then here also list, close. Then we can give this thing even number. Okay, so when I'm going to run this code, I will get the even numbers only. Clear? So this is also very easy thing, right? We achieved everything in using only one line of code, right? So in this example, the lambda function checks if a number is even by returning a true for even numbers. Okay, so the filter function applies this lambda to each element in the numbers list, resulting like 2, 4 and 6. Okay, so I hope you got a clarity about how this lambda works it alone, and lambda works with the map, and lambda works with the filter. Okay, so lambda functions are a perfect choice when you need a simple function for a short period of time and you don't want to overhead of defining a full function using def. So we can also use this lambda function with a map filter to make our code more concise and readable. So that's it about lambda function. I hope you got it. And if you have any doubt or any suggestions, please comment in the comment box. That's it. Thank you. Have a nice day.